It's been sadly one of those very trying weeks for the game industry this week, as numerous reports have been going up regarding accusations and confirmations of abuse and far worse things happening around the industry, both in the AAA and the independent space. Some of the more notable names have been one of the co-founders of the Night in the Woods developers, Jeremy Soule, who I think does composing and music for the Elder Scrolls series, and I believe the lead designer of Monument Valley as well. And while many of the usual suspects have been reporting on the claims made by game developer Zoe Quinn, one kind of stood out to me that kind of led to me making this video. And that is a former CEO of Failbetter Games and current owner of Weather Factory, Alexis Kennedy, has been confirmed or has had multiple accusations thrown against him by women and former employees of him abusing people and some far worse things going on. And if you remember, we did an interview with him and we've played Cultist Simulator many times on the stream and channel here. And it kind of, when I first heard, I think like most people, whenever these situations come up, I didn't believe it. But it didn't take very long as multiple people were confirming and revealing supporting evidence to kind of put these in a new light. And it reminded me of a conversation I had with someone about Alexis, who I won't be naming names for obvious reasons, that suddenly made a lot of sense. And it's unfortunately put me in a very strange position that I haven't been in when it came to game wisdom and how I've talked to people. And that is, what do I do when I'm confronted with these kinds of situations? So, it took me a little bit to think about this, and we're not going to be doing any kind of shout-outs and video footage here. I don't think this is the right video for that. So I came to a decision. First off, we won't be playing any more of Cultist Simulator on stream. I don't think we're going to be having him back on as well, and his upcoming Kickstarter, we're not going to be covering that as well. And to the people, not just who dealt with Alexis Kennedy, but everyone else who has been coming forward in terms of abuse stories, you definitely have my support. And I hope that this at least begins a process of you getting justice for these kinds of situations. And it really shouldn't be happening in the game industry. And I think this is one of those things that, again, when it comes to talking about game development and being in the industry, that it's a very weird thing to think about. Because I think for a lot of people, including myself growing up, like getting the industry that you want is kind of like getting into that club of like-minded people. You know, the people who speak your same language and want to do the same things as you do. But it's stories like this, and we could say the same thing for TV, movies, any other entertainment medium, that kind of, I guess, temper the enthusiasm and cast a very real and harsh light as to what it means to work in this industry, and unfortunately deal with people who don't share your same views and idealism. I'm sorry if I butchered that there. But other than saying that, I also want to make another point, that there was discussions regarding Ion Fury and having jokes that are transphobic and their thoughts on it. And originally they were going to remove them, and the controversy was going to get swept underneath or swept behind them. But they decided to stick with it. And so I've decided that I won't be continuing my play of that game either. And I know that will probably annoy some of you watching this right now, but when it comes to the mission statement of Game Wisdom, it has always been to educate people about game design in the industry. And you can't really have a conversation like that if there are people who are being threatened or feel very uncomfortable to be around you. And it's, again, this is going to be a very quick video on the topic. For anyone watching this who has unfortunately, again, been afflicted or had to deal with this abuse, again, my heart definitely goes out to you. If you want to come and talk, again, not so much about the issue, again, I don't want this to be like a marketing video for that. But if you want to talk and celebrate your own games and the work that you've done, please don't hesitate to get in touch. But going forward in the future, if we do find any games or developers that we've spoken to or we've covered that unfortunately had these issues come about, then we will be doing the same thing, with not wanting to talk to them and probably stopping any plays or coverage of their games. And unfortunately, I have a very bad feeling that we're going to be having more of these discussions in the coming months and probably in the coming years at the rate the industry goes. But that's all I really wanted to say. I know a very downer video for today. We'll be back later for something a little bit more uplifting, I hope. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And again, let's see, I guess, how things continue to shake up when it comes to this topic.